I thought it was something different. Why not? Something a little different. I'm in a TV. I'm in an old TV. Remember those TVs? Well, in America, we had TVs like that. I don't know how you guys were in Australia. But hello, everybody. This is James Lott Jr., the host of the Neighbours Aftershow here on JLJ Media, the American host who's learning about the show. Thank you so much for all the great numbers and comments I'm getting from all of you on my shows. The audio version is still growing, but the video version, you guys are really, let me turn this off. It's really, really wonderful. And I'm sorry, one second. I I did okay, never mind. Um, I'm so excited. It's just so it's been so much fun getting to know the show. And I want to tell people, so here's the thing. To start a new soap opera that's been on for years, to start a new soap opera that's been on for a long time, and it's not easy to start a soap, right? And but it's a lot of fun, but it takes a lot of stuff. So I apologize for some people who may be like, okay, James, I'm waiting for you to get into. I've gotten into some of the characters and I'm getting some of the episodes, but I will start really getting into the episodes. I am watching them also. Um, it's just that uh, I'm still learning, so I'm sharing with you and those out there what I learn. I just share with you. So I got some notes I guess in here too. Just to make sure I have everything. I want to make sure everything's correctly. Um, but I know people are like, it's so fun watching you learn about the show, and it is. It's a lot of fun. But it takes a while. You have to like. I mean, there's history and there's characters and whose house is that? I mean, there's a lot to learn when it comes to doing these shows, especially when you're covering them. So I've learned some more stuff about this show that I just didn't realize. But a small recap is that Neighbours, of course, is a long-running Australian soap that ran for years and went off the air for a few years and came back. So the new episodes are out now, and they're 4 days a week. It was created by Reg Watson, and it's set in a fictional Melbourne. I got to say it a certain way. Suburb of Edinburgh, and but it's mainly about a street, which I thought is so interesting. It's very much like Knots Landing in America. They have the cul-de-sac, Seaview Circle. That's their cul-de-sac name. This one is Ramsey Street, and so this part I didn't know because I wasn't sure because I was like, "There's how many houses?" So this one has it's consists of 6 houses, and each kind of family lives in these houses. Over the years, it featured families like the Ramseys, which I thought, of course, Ramseys, the Robinsons, the Kennedys, and the Bishops. Um, there are also other families out there too, but those are the main ones. I got to meet one of the main guys, Stephen Dennis. You can watch my first episode and my second episode. He's on both of those. We had a great time. Plays Paul Robinson. Of course, he has all kinds of church relations. The Kennedys, Carl and Susan, have been a central couple. And of course, I did an episode on Tony Rebecca, by Ryan Maloney, who is leaving the show. I don't. By the time you read this or watch this, I'm not sure he's going. But we'll be doing directing stuff behind the scenes. Oh, that's very cool. Um, it's the one thing that I'm impressed about this show as I'm watching some of the older episodes and the newer ones is how, and someone else, my girl Ethel, who's a fan of this after show and the show. Hi Ethel, you talk about it. It just shows people they're all on even footing, so to speak. It's like it's they all have problems, they all have triumphs, they all have tragedies. It's everyone gets a chance to play whatever characters. That's what gets me. It's like no matter what colorings they are, their marriages are happening, kids are happening, their leads. I was seeing these some of the lead younger people, and I'm like, they're like every race basically, and also mixed race. Again, we don't see that much on our American soaps, and they rotate the stories. They rotate the stories. They tackle everything. And another thing that I praised last time was the LGBTQIA plus stories. They're just part of the show. They're not made anything. extra or like, I mean, they're part of the show. So the characters are allowed to be, which we always say in America we want, they're allowed to be, you could be a gay villain, you can be a straight villain, it doesn't matter. You're a villain or you're a good guy. But they're not afraid to have lesbian storylines or gay storylines and having twists and turns. Like they just give it to them. And to me, it's just presented in a way that's just very natural, the way I've always wanted my soaps to do. I want to see South Indians and indigenous and white and black and whatever, all and Asian, all together. Just like that's just kind of how my life is living. I love that. Um, of course, I mean, it celebrated 30 years in 2015. Now it's heading towards 40 years next year. So if they count the 1 year or 2 years I was off, but it started. So that's it's just that's amazing. It's like our American soaps. It's like our American soaps. Um, the shows are a half hour. They're about 22 minutes. The commercials. So they're easy to ingest and digest. Folks, you watch it. The way it's filmed is so beautiful. It's like they're outdoor sets. I know I said it was before. It looks like a city. It looks like an area. It looks like a suburb. And it just does. It looks like a suburb. It just does. And they recently had this whole one of the characters, Wendy, had a party. It looked like a regular housemaids house party. Like you're at a house party in the backyard, and and there's some cute people on there, and there's some other folks on there. I'm fascinated by Neighbors right now. Just completely fascinated. Um, so for folks at home, who didn't know this, it launched the careers of Kylie Minogue, I know like Kylie, Guy Pearce, and Jason Donovan, Margot Robbie, Liam Hemsworth, amongst others who have been on the show. And I'm going, because I'm such a Kylie Minogue fan. Of course, I'm doing an episode on Charlene. Don't worry, I'm working on that right now. There's a couple episodes I'm working on that I want to make sure they're good for you guys, not just haphazard. So don't worry, that we talk about that and stuff, of course. But it's so fun when asking me. Neighbors is considered a daytime show. So I know that some soaps in the other countries, like they do at nighttime. And so it's still a soap, but it's a nighttime soap. Like we don't really have any nighttime soaps anymore, really, like that. We used to have Dynasty in Dallas and all that. This is a daytime soap. And some of you guys know I got nominated for some Emmys. We were like, what? Where did that come from? It's just wonderful. And I am working on getting more interviews from people from the show. It's crazy because I am in America. So, and I told people, whoever, and if you're watching, the actors are watching, producer, whatever, I want to talk to you. I will get up at 2 in the morning and talk to you, or 4 in the morning. Doesn't matter to me. I'm my own boss. I will talk to you whenever I talk to you. Because I want to get people in America to know who you are. And so I really want to get that going. So much about that. But that's Neighbors. I just want to talk about that. And so I'm going back and forth on watching new episodes. But I guess I did learn this part also before we go. It looks so real. It is filmed at Nunawading, I may be saying that correctly, studios in Melbourne. And they say the actual exterior, they look so real. The exterior shots of Ramsey Street are shot in a real life cul-de-sac in Vermont South, is called, a suburb of Melbourne. When I hear Vermont South, I live in LA with a street called Vermont. That's not far from me. It's always laughing when I hear Vermont South. So that's why it looks so real, because it is for real. There you go there. So I've been doing, I've been trying to do a couple episodes a week, usually Mondays and Fridays. So just check us out here on JLJ Media. But again, I have an audio version of this. So if you want to listen to audio, have time to look at me, go to wherever you get your audio podcast, Amazon, Apple, Google, Deezer, Spotify, wherever, and check it out. I'm James Lott Jr., your happy American new fan of Neighbors. It's on Amazon Freebie. You want to check it out. Bye.